You don't know me like you think you do. You don't own me, do you even have a clue? You don't know me like you think you do.
Morning, friends. How are we doing here on Cubcam TV? It's Brekky In The Cave. Thank you for joining us this morning.
This is no game, no game.
Oh, we've got a good one on the way today. Exciting times ahead. This one coming to us from Marky Ledge, going by the name of No Game. This one landed in my inbox yesterday. Out to the Duplot gang each and every time, Dubstep family. Can let this one run through and then let you know exactly what's going on today's show. It's going to be a good one. As always, throw a like on the video, get in the comment section, let us know how you are feeling, and of course hit that subscribe button if you are new to the channel. We hit 750 overnight, people. Up 22 since yesterday. We are growing. We're going to be unstoppable.
You don't know me like you think you do. This is no game, so let's play. This is no game.
What's going on, people? It's Razor. You're live and direct, locked into the waviest breakfast on the airway. Man like Cub KXVU. Bang.
Yo, and it's Brucey, and right now you're locked into Kovu, Dub Plate King.
Right then, my friends, we are live inside the building. Welcome to Cubcam TV. This is Brekky In The Cave, and we have got another fantastic show on the way for you today. Wow, I'm looking forward to this one. We're going 140. We're doing grimy business. It's going to be a good one. First of all, as always, thank you to all of the new subscribers who have been getting involved with the channel over the course of the last, the last 24 hours. We've seen a 22 subscriber jump. So massive shouts out to each and every one of you who is getting involved. If you're looking in for the first time to the show, this is Brekky In The Cave. I normally run a breakfast show over on Trickstar Radio, which runs from 7 till 10, Monday to Friday, and I will be back there from August. However, obviously, due to the current situation and things being a little bit unusual, due to COVID and due to basically not being able to get into work safely and being able to work safely when I'm at work, this is how I've been running the show for the last 4 months now, I think it is. So thank you to everyone who has got involved with the show. The figures are going up. The listening time is going up as well. So if you do enjoy it, please do let us know. It's always sick to see when people are getting involved. So if you are locking in, please do say hello over in the chat on the right-hand side. But there we go. We stream live from Monday to Friday from 10 till 11:30. We usually have two guests in the building as well. And today we are going to be talking to both RAKJAY and Lady Shocker. So first of all, RAKJAY, someone who I've actually had the pleasure of clashing, if you can call it a pleasure. We went up against each other in last year's Beat Boss competition, which was great fun. I think we actually hold the record for a clash for most wheel-ups in one round, I think it is, because we did 5 back-to-back each, so we had 10 reloads in one round. If you follow Beat Boss, you'll know that's quite a big one. But there we go. He's going to be joining me from around 10:30. We're going to be talking through loads of stuff, all of his recent music. We're going to be talking through him working as both a vocalist and of course, a producer as well. We're going to be talking about his second stint at Beat Boss as well. We're going to be talking about working with Logan, because I know he sent me over a load of collaborations with Logan, and then any other bits in between. I'm sure he's going to have loads to discuss. Well, he's a busy guy, so I'm looking forward to it. As well as that, we're going to be talking to Lady Shocker as well, who sent me over a few bangers. We're going to be talking to her about everything from clashing to new music to music in general. It's going to be a very enjoyable conversation. I'm looking forward to both of them, and she will be joining me from 11ish. So, as I said before, out to everyone who is getting involved with the show. If you are looking in for the first time, throw a like on the video. It makes a massive difference. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you for why. If you put a like on the video, it automatically increases the reach of the video and the channel overall. So if people stumble across it, it's more likely to reappear on their news feeds. If people it's not appearing on new people's news feeds, that extra like on the video is more likely to make people see it. So that's and that's not just because there's an extra like on it. It's more likely to make people see it because it boosts it up in the algorithm. So if you are locked in and you want to get more people in here, like I always do, I'd love to have loads of people in here every single morning. That's the plan anyway. But yeah, if you are able to throw a like on a video, it takes less than half a second. Do me a favor and get involved. So what's on the way today apart from that? We've got some news to discuss. Obviously, we've seen there's no Ballon d'Or this year, so we're going to be breaking that down. We're going to be looking at a couple of other bits of news as well. And also, for those that didn't see, there is now a reaction video to this one from Heady One and Drake. The Only You freestyle is now available to you can check my reaction out on the channel essentially. And yeah, it's an unusual one, so we're going to be breaking that down a little bit later on as well. Just to run through a few of the announcements we always do, as I said before, please throw a subscription on the channel if you are new. We've gone up to 750 in the last 4 days, so we're up 50 in 4 days. If we can keep this momentum going, we could hit 800 by the end of the week. Could you imagine if we hit 800 at the end of the week? That means we've gone up 200 in 2 weeks. Madness. The aim is to hit 1,000 in less than the next 50 days. So if we can do it, that'd be amazing. If you can help me on that journey, I would be eternally grateful. So, as well as that, things you can check out. You can check me out on social media channels. That is Instagram alongside Facebook, of course, Twitter, and, of course, as well as that, SoundCloud. All of those are available at KXVU. And also, you can catch the podcast for this show on Spotify, Apple Music, and SoundCloud. Simply search Breakfast with KXVU, the interviews, and you'll be able to find out exactly what we've been doing over there. We cut the music out, and then we basically reformat it into one long-form bit of conversational content. And a quick word to our sponsors, of course, as well. Out to Sharp and Digital, always supplying me with the latest SEO news. If you want to improve your social media presence, they are definitely someone to get involved with. The alternative to hiring social media managers and the official sponsor of Brekky In The Cave. So, and another subscription button. Why not, eh? Let's get into some fresh music. So, another track that I did throw a reaction video up for a couple of days ago was this new one from Coffee, and I'm really, really liking it. I love the fact that Coffee is, as an artist, I feel like she's not afraid to take her time with things, which I think in those sort of early days of artistry, a lot of the time you find people do kind of try to rush content out there. You know, people really do try to kind of push content out there as quickly as they can, not necessarily thinking it through because they want to capitalize on the relevancy they've built up for themselves. However, I find with Coffee, throughout her sort of 3-year sort of, I want to say, reign, or kind of the 3 years she's been pretty publicly, she's been in the public eye, shall we say. She's stretched stuff out really, really nicely. It took her nearly 2 years to put together that debut EP, which did absolute bits. Since then, we've heard a couple of bits. I think Throne's come out since then. We heard the remix with Governor, we heard the Rapture remix with Governor as well. Or is it W? I can't remember. There's a tune called W in there as well somewhere. The EP did amazing, and now she's released this brand new single which goes by the name of Lockdown. Very relevant to the times, obviously. As always in dancehall and reggae, you seem to find they're always the first people to actually put music out there with very relevant names. I think Mr. Vegas put out a tune called Corona within like 4 days of the British lockdown being announced, so there we go. But yeah, let's crack on with this one. Out to everyone locking in this morning. We are live on Cubcam TV and of course via Trickstar Radio as well on the DAB. If you are in the Brighton area, you can tune in via DAB to this show. Don't go anywhere, keep it locked, and we'll chat in a second. Oh, yes!
Where will we go? When the quarantine thing done and everybody touch road. Mommy, me gonna start, pull up in a fast car, yeah. I know fast start, make you want the fast part, yeah. I know you're feeling me. You know I'm feeling you. So what now we feel do, yeah. Hey, fancy, oh your heart state, now no vacancy. Last time see up on FaceTime, chatting up the place, boating on my relationship. Me, I go put you on lockdown. I put your body on lockdown. You got me on lock now. You got my person on lock. Oh, if you love me, you should let me. You should let me. You should let me know. And if you don't know, better feel let me. Better feel let me. I better you let me go. Pulling up, pulling up, pulling up. Nobody deal with the bagel and talking. Me nothing know, yeah. fast part, yeah. I know you're feeling me. You know I'm feeling you. So what now we for do, yeah.
Say you want travel, we go whole valley. Say you hope in your love and not just no tally. Make my heart full of some love you totally. Do my own thing, I'm in no trouble, nobody.
I'm watching out for the party, yo. And they didn't hear by them I watch me now. Swing on me, no miss like Pacquiao. What you feeling for hot coffee, yo? What you know, what you know. All you want talk but how much you money. Yeah, anything you want, coffee got the money. Yeah, me give you my heart, make you take it from me. Where will we go? When the quarantine thing done and everybody touch road. Where we go, mommy, me gonna start. Pull up in a fast car, yeah. And a fast start, make you want the fast part, yeah. I know you're feeling me, baby. You know I'm feeling you, baby. So what now we for do, yeah.
Baby, are you feeling me? Cause I'm really feeling you. Baby, are you feeling me? Cause I'm really feeling you. I'ma pull up in my fast car.
Right then, my friends, how are we doing this morning? It's Brekky in the Cave. We're having a way of a time. It's going to be a great day today. It's going to be a great day. I'm looking forward to it. There's loads of stuff for us to get into. Out to the locked-in crew each and every time. As I said before, please do throw a like on the video if you are enjoying the show so far, and if you are locking in, it makes a massive difference. And if you are subscribing to the channel, please do let us know as well, and I'll give you a quick shout-out to go with that. So, what we're going to be looking at first of all on the channel. There we go. I thought just someone has just subscribed, and I completely missed it. So thank you to whoever you are. I'm just going to quickly bring that up now so I can say thank you in person. I'm going to check my YouTube notifications. I'm out to J Car PR. Massive shouts out to you, sir. Thank you for locking in and getting involved in the show. Let's crack on then with a couple of bits of news. There is loads of stuff for us to get into. Looking around here. So Skepta has announced a collaboration with Havana Club. This should be very interesting to look at. So we are seeing a lot of there's a lot of collaborations often between kind of drinks companies, be them alcoholic drinks or be them normal drinks. Obviously, the big one in music is Red Bull. That's something we're seeing a lot across the board. They're a company that have been very involved with kind of UK music specifically, I'd say, for a number of years now, and they seem to always try to deliver kind of quite unique content. I'd love to know who's head of music at Red Bull, purely because they always seem to have something very interesting going on. They always seem to have something very creative going on in regards to the content they're putting out there. Obviously, we saw the clashes. We've seen they do love a clash. I've got to say, Red Bull, they really do love a clash. It's probably where they must have so much energy. They probably need to find a way of burning it off. But yeah, we've seen also Ray and Nephew getting very involved recently. I think they're now an official sponsor over at No Signal Radio as well. And it's sick to see. I love seeing it. I love seeing these kind of big UK company collaborations, companies rather, get involved in collaborating with UK artists and platforms. I think it's always a great look. However, something very interesting that we've seen is Skepta has another big move to add to his portfolio. He's now announced an exclusive collaboration with Cuban rum brand Havana Club. The North London star took it to his socials to unveil the launch of the project. Wow. This one, it looks pretty great, to be honest with you. It is literally called Skepta. It's called Havana Club Skepta. It's got a blue label, a little green ring around the logo as well. Looks really cool, to be honest with you. Inspired by the brand's Cuban roots and Skepta's Nigerian heritage, the limited edition bottle features traditional Nigerian cultural symbols, and it's dedicated to a global community of creative thinkers and doers. Love it. Love how that looks. Skepta isn't a stranger to big collaborations, obviously, having teamed up recently with, well, multiple times, to be honest with you, with Nike in the past to give us trainers, such as the Skepta and Nike Air Max 97 SK, the Skepta and Nike Air Max 97 BW SK Air 2. It's a long name for a shoe. I mean, if you're wearing it, you're just going to go, it's a new Nike Air Max. You're not going to give it its serial barcode, are you? Realistically, and the Skepta and Nike Air Max Deluxe SK. I'm going to stop reading these out now. Now he's entered the world of alcohol, of course, into the beverage market, launching the exclusive Skepta Havana Club 7 bottle, which is now available to buy in stores. Very interesting indeed. I mean, the other big thing we've seen announced in the rum world is this new Morgan Spice. It's called Tiki, and I think it's pineapple flavour. I haven't tried it yet. However, I am very tempted by it because I like the taste of pineapple. I like quite fruity alcohols to an extent. Like, I'm a cider drinker for one. I quite like fruit juice. I like rum. I like rum and fruit juice more than rum and coke or anything like that. I quite like a kind of fruit-based alcohol drink. So it's going to be very interesting to see once I've tried it whether I like it or not. But there we go. That's the news in the alcohol market for you lovely people looking in this morning. Throw a like on the video. Come on, do me a favour. Do me a favour. There we go. Let's crack on then and get into another banger because there are so many bangers for us to get through this morning, I've got to say. Let's have a look at this one. Brand new from Shapes. His remix of Brucey Simula. His remix of Brucey's You and I by Brucey and Simula. Sorry, that's what it's called. But this is the Shapes remix. This one is out on Friday. Very excited to get an early cut of this one. Don't go anywhere. Keep it locked. We're live on Cubcam TV and it's Brekky in the Cave, baby. Oh, yes.
We are on a wave, take over the place. They ain't doing it like you and I want a holiday, let us fly away. They ain't doing it like you and I. Moving on a vibe, kill it every time. They ain't doing it like you and I. You and I, you and I. They ain't doing it like 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 you and I. You and I. You and I. They ain't doing it like you. I said I'm dying to see you. Got me waiting for my lady, and I've been trying to free you. Send a couple pics, drive me crazy. She got to mine and we're chilling now. Tryna ask you how's your day been. She gone and drawn for the liquor now. Dim the light, wanna spliff and get wavy. We are on a wave, take over the place. They ain't doing it like you and I want a holiday, let us fly away. They ain't doing it like you and I. Moving on a vibe, kill it every time.
Sounds of Brucey on this one alongside Simula. This one, the Shapes remix, UKG flavours. Very interesting.
They ain't do it. Said I'm dying to see you. And I've been trying to free you. She got to mine and we're chilling now. She gonna drawn for the liquor now. Dim the light, wanna spliff and get wavy. Go with a you. Go you with a go with a you. I said I'm dying to see you. Go with a you. Go you with a go with a you. We are on a wave, take over the place. They ain't doing it like you and I want a holiday, let us fly away. They ain't doing it like you and I. Moving on a vibe, kill it every time. They ain't doing it like you and I. You and I. You and I. They ain't doing it like 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 you and I. You and I. You and I. They ain't doing
Right then, my friends, how are we doing this morning? It's Brekky In The Cave. We are live on youtube.com/CubCamTV. Also via Trickstar Radio on DAB in the Brighton area as well. So that one coming to us from Brucey, Simula and Shapes. Shapes on the remix duty, of course. The original is a bit of a summer banger from last year. So there we go. It's going to be a very enjoyable rest of the show. Just spoken to RAKJAY. He's going to be on the line from around 10:30ish. So we're going to look at one more article before we get into that discussion. Very exciting stuff. So this is the discussion. SoundCloud have introduced AI mastering, a new feature powered by Dolby. So it's an interesting one for me because I'm very much of the opinion that mastering should be a physical process. Mastering, if you aren't aware and you're listening in, is obviously the process of taking a track from its mix stage to its final stage. So basically adding a bit of oomph to it, adding that extra bit of volume, adding the clarity, and basically making it market ready. That's the way it's supposed. It's like part of the process. You have your composition, you have your mix, and your master. They're the three kind of traditional stages of building a track. So this SoundCloud feature essentially it's by the looks of things, I'm going to read through the whole article, but it's essentially an automated service similar to Lander, I'd presume, that basically you send your master off and it does it automatically by the looks of things. So I'm not too keen on this because I don't think AI is any prerequisite. Whatever standard the AI is, I don't think it's any prerequisite for taste and clarity, because there's no way of telling a computer what you want it to sound like. You know what I mean? There's no way of actually transmitting that information into a computer. So, I mean, there's presets, I presume. You can put like loud and punchy or dance floor ready or something along those lines. You're likely to kind of get a couple of presets, I reckon. But let's look through this. So SoundCloud has introduced AI mastering to their music and sound sharing platform. The mastering feature is powered by Dolby and features 4 different types of mastering options for different tonal results. There we go. They're presets. Mastering costs $4.99 per track, or you get 3 tracks per month as part of SoundCloud Pro's unlimited subscription, costing $3.99 per track. After that, the 4 modes are called Thunder for a sound that makes car speakers rumble and club systems shake. Sunroof to open your mid and high frequencies and bring some life to your transients. Clear Sky to brighten your mix and manage your dynamics. Rain in your low end. And Aurora for Aura, or is it Aurora? I don't know. Aurora for something ethereal, light and wavy. You can preview 30 seconds of your master before you commit to the type you want to use. You can trial these 30-second clips for free, even as a non-pro user. So they've basically set up a system of presets that work for mastering, and by the looks of things, those presets are basically going to be, you upload the track, your pre-master or whatever, you give it to one of these presets and choose the best one. Now for me, I'm not a fan of this at all, to be honest with you, purely because you could literally just get hold of a decent piece of mastering software. I don't know how much mastering software costs. It's around like £150, £200. You could probably get hold of that and never have to pay it and literally just use one of the presets in there, because all they're doing is using presets that have probably been specifically designed for certain genres, and that's all they're going to be using, and they're making a quick buck out of it. I'm not SoundCloud seems to be a very unusual company, man. They always seem to kind of make it look like they always seem to what they look like they want to do the right thing, but they never seem to give people what they actually want. I mean, the feature that I want on SoundCloud, unless this already exists and I'm an absolute wrong and haven't been able to notice it, is an ability to sort playlists by upload date. That's what I want, because that's what I use it for on a day-to-day basis. I don't really use SoundCloud for uploading music anymore or scouting music. I use it for playlisting like radio shows and things like that. So if they could introduce a feature that allows you to sort a playlist by upload date, so the most recently uploaded will automatically go to the top, that would be fantastic. It means I wouldn't have to spend about 12 minutes a day just scrolling. That's the only issue with it. But yeah, I don't know. I just don't think this is a great idea, to be honest with you. There's also mastering intensity slider between 0 and 100. Once you commit to a type on the master track, SoundCloud will tell you what the algorithm did to the file. We added more life in the transients, etc. It's a preset. It's a preset of the AI involved. SoundCloud said, by partnering with Dolby, creators have access to technology that's very advanced and has been perfected through thousands of hours of music analysis, and by working with professional mastering engineers to replicate their process. To celebrate the launch of SoundCloud Mastering, the company is launching a live stream series where artists master their forgotten gems, B-sides, and demos. You can watch that stream on SoundCloud's Twitch, with the first one taking place a week ago. So I'm very late to this, but there we go. I don't know. I'm just not a fan. I'm not a fan. I'm looking at the preview of how it works. It all looks very automated and it's very SoundCloudy how it all looks. But I don't know. I'm just not a fan of the automation of mastering. For me, mastering is very much and I'm not saying this just because I do mastering work and get paid for it. I'm not saying that at all, because if it's the best way to do it, then if I could do that and that'd be the best way to do it and save a load of time, I probably would. But I can't for 1 second believe that that an automated online service with a website that only uploads, I think, in 192 kbps, I just can't imagine that being the best way to do a mastering, even though it's cheap. I mean, $3.99 for a master is cheap, let's be real. I charge $15, not a plug, but there we go. I don't know, something about it just doesn't really sit right with me. It just seems like a quick buck, and it seems like a service that they're going to make a bit of money off quickly and then most likely shut down. Out to BL in the chat saying musicians who value thrift over quality, who can't afford proper mastering, may value the SoundCloud service. I can't imagine taking a track to completion without giving it to my mastering engineer. No, I'm the same, and I mean, I master my own stuff, but I can't imagine that process, especially when you're releasing music. I can't imagine not wanting to go for a mastering engineer and have it done kind of properly. You know, I feel just that extra layer of having it done properly is important. So yeah, that's my opinions on it. Let's crack on then, because we're about to jump on the phone with man like RAKJAY. As I said before, if you are locked into the show, please do throw a like on the video. It makes a massive difference. I can see how many of you are locked in, and I can see how many likes the video has. So if you could quickly all transition over to being one of the people who's liked the video, would make a massive difference, and it expands the reach of the video massively as well. So yeah, if you could get involved with that. And also, if you're new, for a subscription on the channel as well. We're trying to grow out here, baby. We're trying to get bigger and bigger and better every single time. And let us know how you're feeling in the chat on the right-hand side. If you've got any questions about the show, any questions about the channel, and anything else you wanted to talk about, any discussion points you wanted me to bring up, please do let me know on the right-hand side and we can do it. However, we're going to jump into a banger and then get on the phone with man like RAKJAY. So this one, coming to us from the Shownem Camp and Burna Boy. Wicked tune, this one, going by the name of True Story. Keep it locked. Don't go anywhere. It's Brekky in the Cave, and we'll see you in just a second.
Then it's gotta be
action. Pull up in a white ghost like I'm Casper. Never switch. I stay 10 toes on the mission. Fish. You just say this be music, it be real movie. Real movie. Overrating discretion, it be blue movie. No be fictional, based on a true story. True story. This one a Range Rover autobiography. True story.
True story, trappy never been fugazi. Stand behind these bars like that nigga Luke Cage. Ghost like the Revenant, but made it through flames on my Grizzly. Lagos City, look what you made. Made something out of nothing, a magician. Tap my wrist, shoot my shot, Damon Lillard. 9 to 5, ain't my grind, I'm a villain. Money bags, body bags, make a killing. These niggas on some dumb shit, talking cavalier, bragging about how they run shit. I'm like, psh, where? Could've ended some, but helped build a few careers. Been paying dues for years, streets owe me some arrears. Just did a 3-peat in the league. Go on, check it, had one MVP season at least. For the record, not drowning, but knee deep in the streams. More blessings, cause they say the dream's free, but the hustle so separate.
You just say this be music, it be real movie. Real movie. Overrating discretion, it be blue movie. Blue movie. It's no be fictional, based on a true story. True story. This one a Range Rover autobiography. True story. Somebody should have seen something. If a nigga ever drink poison, you will do herself to begin purging. You know my life don't be simple thing. Hate me not like that. Cause I'm not like when me wear bling bling. Some people think they not singing thing, but it's me celestial handwriting. Yeah, everybody knows I'm bad. Don't know man general. I stay 10 toes, not the sand. Don't need no one to hold my hand. Gun them a broad little man. That when I fling kick out, when I fight Jackie Chan. Solid on me stand, so me road with the plan. Stay higher than a holy man.
My future is shifting now. Focus, I'm no longer drifting now. Vision 2020 on my crystal now. Power change hands, feel it slipping now. Yeah, I know my mission now. Open up the path, me then listen now. Sweet palm wine in the system.
Right then, my friends, we're back inside the building. It's Brekky in the Cave. I hope everyone is enjoying the show this morning. Out to BL in the chat each and every time. Out to all the new subscribers as well. Out to all the new listeners who are getting involved in the show. I love doing this. It's what makes my mornings. We are moving into our first conversation today as guest number 1 joins us. Man like RAKJAY is in the building. How are you doing, sir?
Easy J, what's happening, mate? Happy to be here, pal.
Good to hear from you. It's good to hear from you, man. It's good to hear from you. It's a pleasure to get you on at last. I feel this is one that we've definitely it's definitely one that's been in the works for a while, shall we say?
Yeah, it's overdue. I've been catching up. To be fair, I've been catching up with everything that's been going on. I'm enjoying the interviews. I love that one with N-Type.
Oh, thank you for watching, man. Yeah, he was very enjoyable to talk to, I've got to say.
Yeah, I love listening to N-Type because obviously foundation, mate, foundation.
Trust me, man, that's what it's all about. However, we're here today to talk about yourself, so it's going to be a good one, man. There's loads of stuff for us to get into, obviously. I think what we'll do is we'll kind of introduce this chat with kind of the story of how we actually met, because I think it's quite a good one. It's quite a good one to kind of break it down with. So obviously, we both took place, I think it was in, was it in Beat Boss 7 or 8 or 9? I can't remember.
7. Was it 7?
I think it was 7. Yeah, 7. So, like, how did you kind of find the process of prepping for a Clash tournament, and how does Beat Boss work, just for people that aren't aware?
So Beat Boss basically is a clashing format of instrumental grime music set up by Tiatsim, knockout format. So basically quarterfinal, semi-final, final. So you need to come stacked on the night with at least 9 dubs. So for me, it's quite difficult because I like to spend a lot of time on one track. It takes me a bit to get all the details done and whatever. So Beat Boss was interesting because you have to have them 9 dubs there. There's no way around that. So it's good because obviously it brings you out your comfort zone as a producer completely. And you're forced to do different things that you wouldn't normally do, obviously, because it's got to be impactful, sort of drop impactful stuff. It's got to get a reaction from the crowd, which obviously makes it interesting because everybody's in the same boat.
It is an interesting thing, and I think I think for a lot of people it may have actually been the thing that actually introduced them to watching that sort of clash format live that wasn't a vocal clash to an extent.
100%, because there's a lot like T he always references like Culture Clash.
Yeah.
And obviously that went down well, but we've had sort of obviously the Lord of the Mic stuff has been going on in grime, and people can get the credit MC wise as always, but this was the best thing about T bringing this idea up, because obviously producers often they don't get a lot of credit, but this is solely producer based, and obviously people can come along and see, obviously a producer clash, which is pretty rare, really.
Definitely, man. And I think the thing about it as well is, for me, out of I've done a fair few clashes over the years in different formats and different kind of layouts. For me, this is the one that felt most like the clash you were kind of preparing for. It felt like there was that thing of we have to go with ammo rather than other things where you can kind of whether it's vocal where you're just rehearsing material, whether it's like a DJ clash where you're kind of like you're kind of more to an extent when you're doing a DJ clash, you're kind of waiting on other people to send you material. But for this, I found it was very much right. I'm getting ready for this. I'm building up my ammunition. I'm sharpening the swords and all of that good sort of stuff. And
exactly, because you obviously you need to be prepared for every eventuality. So you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if somebody's going to draw for a certain tune at a certain time. So you've got to rethink your plan, and you've got to have all sorts of different sort of stuff to play at different times. And obviously the remix round is interesting as well.
Definitely, man. And I think what we'll do is, because we'll jump into a little bit of a discussion about our remix round, because kind of looking back at it was pretty legendary, I've got to say.
It wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was madness.
Like, because I think we had a thing where I think the first time in Beat Boss history we had 5 reloads back to back. I think that's the first time, and I haven't seen it happen since. So
I think think Louis got 6 in the next one, but I don't know if it was back to back. Obviously, ours was 5, same tune, same round.
Yeah, and that was the maddest thing as well. I think the thing that I really enjoyed about doing that clash was that round specifically, purely was because purely was because the way it kind of came together, because we'd remixed 2 of the same tunes, and obviously we get given like a list. I think it was of 9 that you can go for, or 6 you can go for, and and I think it was quite interesting that we ended up going up against each other because we both came from a more sort of dubsteppy background to an extent. We both went. There was 2 tunes in that we saw, and we went, "Yeah, I'm having a go at that. I'm having a go at that."
Exactly that. As soon as I saw a couple of it, because obviously, like you say, I sort of sit in between, somewhere in between grime and dubstep. But as soon as I seen them, I thought, right, we can obviously flip them into a grime flavour, and then it's going to do some damage.
Definitely, bro. And I think the whole way it came together as well. It's one of those ones I look back on now and just go, even though I didn't win, and you went on, obviously went on to become champion, so that was an amazing thing to do. I still look back on it and kind of go, I'm so happy that happened that way. You know, it's like a piece that I can look back on and go, I'm so happy to be a part of it. So there we go. It
was definitely a madness that round.
Definitely, bro. I mean, obviously with that, then, I mean, what happened with the following tournament then? Because obviously, with the way Beat Boss works, is once you're champ, I believe you carry it over to the next competition.
Yeah. So you carry it over to the next one. Obviously, I went into the next one, got beat by Louis in the final again. So then I think T's on about doing a Champions League version, which is going to be all the winners of the last 8 or 9. Sorry, because Jam's won it twice, didn't he?
There we go. I mean, that's going to be very exciting to do. Purely because it's going to, you know what? It's like well, as you said, it's like the Champions League. It's literally all the winners coming together and kind of going, we've all won this once. We've all been experienced in this. We all know what we're doing. Like yourself, you've got to the final. You got to the final twice. We've seen Jams get to the final twice and win it twice. Like there's going to be people in there that are kind of veterans of this.
Yeah, it's going to be scary, mate. DLK's in it.
Yeah, you know, that's what I hear. That's what I hear from everyone. They go, I just don't want to go up against DLK. I just don't want to go up against DLK.
No way. That guy's tapped.
All right, cool. I mean, kind of looking through this then, obviously since then, I've been kind of trying to keep tabs on what you've been up to, and it's been really interesting to kind of watch from afar as you kind of move between a lot of different sounds and styles, and obviously switching between vocals and production as well. Like how's it been since then? Because I think it's been a year near enough since that clash.
Yeah, since it was last March, I think, maybe.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I tend to do a lot of my vocal stuff with hi-fo, as you know. Basically, sorry about that one second. Yeah. So I tend to do a lot of my vocal stuff, obviously, with hi-fo, who we met in Manchester a few years back, and ever since then, I started the way we work. I tend to just write bars, and then I'll record acapellas and send them over to him.
Okay.
And he'll just sort of chop them up, work with them, do whatever he likes with them, and then we end up with a banger every time, really. So that's how that's been working. And then obviously still keeping on with the instrumental stuff, which is more so. Yeah, it's not as this is why Beat Boss did stick me out of my comfort zone completely, because obviously I was making the Aggie stuff for that, but then in between trying to make the darker and somewhere in between grime and dubstep sound to do the releases, which I've done one with NSX, and then I've got another one coming up pretty soon. So
there we go.
A bit going on.
This is what's so interesting about it. For me, obviously, being someone who is so for yourself, sorry, like someone who is so adversed in essentially a wide kind of spectrum of that 140 sound. Like, how do you kind of find time to differentiate between the different styles of sound that you're doing?
Yeah, it's tough, really, because obviously a lot of people, well, within grime, they aren't aware of what goes on with sort of the swampy stuff or some of the darker dubstep stuff, and vice versa. So you've got to sort of flip between the two scenes, really. Even though there is a lot of people who are involved with the crossover stuff, which is it's why it's good to work with Logan vocally, because he obviously sounds sick over the dubstep stuff. So we can sort of do the crossover in between, and it works as well.
Definitely, man. Well, speaking of obviously working with Logan, we're going to get into one of those collaborations that you have put together and sent over in just a second. I mean, when it comes to vocal stuff, like how does it tend to work then? Because obviously, I'm assuming he's London based and you're Manchester based, if I'm correct, yeah.
I'm in Preston,
Preston. Okay, cool.
East of Manchester, yeah. So basically, it came about just organically, really. He was on a set with Untitled Observer, and he was spinning one of my tunes, and basically, I think he just ran up to the decks, took a note of the tune, and
pen, like notepad and pen out, like fully. Like I'm taking this one.
Them ones neck craning over the deck, and he grabbed the name of it, and then obviously just asked me for it, and I'd heard of Logan before and thought he was sick, and I sent it over, and he pretty much had a video, tune recorded, mastered, all this by like the next week, man. So I thought, yes, and this is going to work.
Definitely, man. I mean, I'm looking forward to getting into these then, man, because obviously I'm a big Logan fan. I think he had one of the tunes of last year for me, which was Bad, which was released over on Dirkle Disco, and I'm a big fan of his kind of flow, his patterns, and the way he kind of the way he controls his vocals as well is something I'm a really big fan of.
Man, his delivery is ridiculous, and then also, like you've just said, that tune there, the Bad tune, it's a funky tune, isn't it?
Yeah.
So he doesn't matter what genre. I've heard him on all sorts of genres, and it's effortless, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely, man. And that's what I'm looking forward to. So we're going to get into this one. This one goes by the name of Move from yourself and Logan on this one. Don't go anywhere, my friends. We are live on Cubcam TV, also on Trickstar Radio. It's Brekky in the Cave. Oh yes.
Tell them when them have a move from way. Chat them a chat back, but they can't just squeeze. Plenty of pattern, plenty of style, let them a pray. Plenty of pattern, plenty of style, let them a pray. Tell them when them have a move from way. Chat them a chat back, but they can't just squeeze. Plenty of pattern, plenty of style, let them a pray. Plenty of pattern, plenty of style, let them a pray. Them a feast and them bigger than the whole grime scene. Them a say grime dead cause they follow pop scene. And it be some boy them off a move from way. Them boy they can't style it with way. Them boy they can't style it with way. Set trend cause we set enough trend. Them a try set trend but they can't like way. New style we have a new style cause the news clash them wanna try war way. I'll be on the other side putting in work with the team. Hold tight Joe so skins and AMR, yeah that's team. Pattern up loads, non-stop working is non-stop growth. Man I go hard with Joe so my bro. Obviously I came a long way, enough growth. Not even started means more growth. In about 5 years man selling out shows. Trust me, man I go hard for the bros. Trust me, man's loyal to the bone. Trust me, life is lovely. Living on the other side everything's comfy. Took a couple L bounce back like bungee. Man I got too much heart in this music thing fam, trust me. I be on my grind, non-stop working, non-stop shine. Putting in enough work on the bus in due time. So they wanna hate on a kid more time. Tell them why them have a move from way. Chat them a chat back but they can't just squeeze. Plenty of pattern, plenty of style, let them a pray. Plenty of pattern, plenty of style, let them a pray. Tell them why them have a move from way. Chat them a chat back but they can't just squeeze. Plenty of pattern, plenty of style, let them a pray. Plenty of pattern, plenty of style, let them a pray. Tell them when them have a move from way. Chat them a chat back but they can't just squeeze. Plenty of pattern, plenty of style, let them a pray. Plenty of pattern, plenty of style, let them a pray. Tell them when them have a move from way. Chat them a chat back but they can't just squeeze. Plenty of pattern, plenty of style, let them a pray. Plenty of pattern, plenty of style, let them a pray.
Right then, my friends. We're inside the building. Out to a man like Greco in the chat this morning. If you are locked in, please do send us a signal in the chat so we can see what's going on and send you a shout out if you are locked in as well. Throw a like on the video. Man like RAKJAY is on the line. That one going by the name of Move From We featuring Logan. So what I want to kind of look at here is obviously in a more kind of musical aspect is with yourself being, as I was saying before, actually so kind of varied in the approach you take. How do you choose what tracks to kind of pursue for releasing?
Well, usually, with the Logan ones, obviously, we made them and then sent them out, and they gained a bit of traction within, like I say, both sides, in the grime side, and some of the top dubstep heads were spinning some of the tunes as well. So I sort of wanted to go down that direction for a release with Logan, because obviously then we can mix the two crowds and get exposure from both ends, sort of thing, and both people can enjoy it. So with the Move From We track that you just heard, we've secured a release for that. That's pretty imminent. That should be dropping pretty soon, and that's on a pretty prominent dubstep label. So that should be interesting.
Sick, man. I mean, I'm loving this. Like, when you're putting stuff out there, then like how long are you tending to find that process of stuff being finished at your end and actually it's seeing release at this moment?
Yeah, these tunes have been around for a minute, actually. It's going to be a double tracker, and I think Move From We, the one that you just heard then, I think we made that 2.5 years ago, maybe 2 years. So yeah, it's all about finding the right place to release it, really.
Definitely, man.
So obviously it can reach its potential, really, because you can just throw tunes. I don't really tend to like the just throwing tunes out thing these days, really. I think a lot gets missed. A lot of good stuff gets overshadowed as well. So
I'd agree with that, man. And I think there's again, this is something that I kind of gather, and a couple of other people have gathered about the kind of RAKJAY brand. There's a level of kind of distinct quality to kind of everything that actually makes its way out into the zone, if you know what I mean. Like the stuff people actually hear from you, the's always a solid level of quality to it.
That's because there's a lot of terrible stuff that never sees the light of day, mate. No, but it's got, I think, that's the thing. Just to refer back to the beat boss thing again. My style of production, I do like to take my time on things, and I don't like to rush out tunes, really. And I think that definitely then does relate to sort of the picking process for a release, or even not even say them, me picking somebody for a release, just sending the demos to the certain types of labels that I would like to be releasing with, and then obviously if they get back to me, then that's a bonus.
There we go. I mean, like again, with that kind of process, then, do you find labels kind of hitting you up for specific things? Because obviously, again, you've kind of got like 4 or 5 different avenues. Do you ever get labels like randomly hitting you up to get involved with a vocal, or like to kind of get a collaboration with someone? Like, how does it tend to work?
I mean, the vocal stuff does usually tend to go through Hi-Fo. Obviously, like I've done a couple with Jake Bob as well, where we've just sort of sorted that out between ourselves. But yeah, the vocal stuff has all gone through Hi-Fo, and the releases that we've had have been through Miracle Drug Recordings and Swamp 81, which were his contacts. Which obviously a Swamp 81 release you can't turn down. There's no questions asked there. So yeah, that's usually how the releases on the vocal side have been sorted so far, I think.
There we go. I mean, this is all kind of interesting stuff to break down, because obviously what you tend to find in 140 specifically is people tend to either be a vocalist or producer, and there's a couple that kind of dabble in the other side. And I would say to an extent, like, now forgive me if I'm wrong on this, but I feel you're very much a producer who has the ability to vocal if it's the right thing to do, I'd say.
Yeah. Basically, I did start years and years and years ago as a vocalist, but I pretty much stuck that on the back seat for quite a few years while I was learning my craft with the producing side of things, because I wanted to really crack on with that. And then recently, just over the last couple of years, I've just linked up with Hi-Fo and obviously done that sort of work. So I think, yeah, the producing stuff obviously is at the forefront, and then the vocal stuff's a bit of a side thing.
There we go. That makes sense, though, and it's sick to see. And like another question, kind of with this, especially in regards to the production side of things, being a vocalist and understanding kind of what a vocalist kind of wants and needs within an instrumental. Do you find yourself on the production level, kind of going, actually, I'm going to leave a little bit of space there. I'm going to leave something there so there is room for it.
Yeah, maybe there's something in that. I don't think I've consciously done. Maybe that's always why I got into the minimal dubstep sort of stuff, and the grime that I like has a bit more space in it as well. So maybe subconsciously it's always to do with focusing it for a vocal. I'm not sure, but
there we go.
Yeah, I always like to leave a bit of space.
Definitely, man, and it works really, really well. And as we said, there are a lot of collaborations that we're going to be getting into today. This is the second one, and it comes again from yourself and Logan, and it goes by the name of am I right in thinking it goes by the name of Shellington Season?
Yes, that's the one.
That's the one. This is produced by yourself, I believe. So yeah, talk to me about this one. How did it come together?
Shellington Season came off the back of Move From We. So Move From We was the one that he shouted for the rhythm after Observer had spun it. And then after he'd got back to me, basically, with that tune, video, everything done, I just said, right, here's another. And he came back to me again about a week later with another finished product.
So literally just straight off the bat like that, bang, here's another one we're in.
Honestly, man.
That's
easy
amazing.
as that.
That's amazing. I love it when things work like that. Right then, we're going to get into this one now then. This one going by the name of Shellington Season. Keep it locked. We're live on Trickstar Radio via the DAB in Brighton and, of course, via Cubcam TV. If you're new to the show, for a subscription on the channel, we're trying to get to 1,000 within the next 50 days.
And I'm like you. Authentic original style, me a the one, me a the danga, come me a the truth. Plenty of bars, plenty of style, another booth. Me a go shell them when me come true. If one already don't better come true. One already don't better come true. Me a go shell them, gonna shell them, craft them, me a go leng them, gonna dead them, back from what I move like me and them friend. Me not like them, boy, me not like them like excitement, but them don't want to be violent. Me a the wall out like it bicycle, me a go wet them white in a wall like fire hydrant. Wet them in a wall like fire hydrant. No, me not I'm like them. No, me not I'm like you. No, me not I'm like them. No, me not I'm like you. Shell it and seize, me a go shell them. Shell it and seize, me a go shell them. Shell it and seize, me a go shell them. Shell it and seize, me a go shell them. No, me not I'm like them. No, me not I'm like you. No, me not I'm like them. No, me not I'm like you. Shell it and seize, me a go shell them. Shell it and seize, me a go shell them. Shell it and seize, me a go shell them. Shell it and seize, me a go shell them. On job level, more slack. Get it for the belly, that's like 6-pack. Real definition of a workhorse, that's facts. Stand by my word, yeah, definitely back that. Ready for the war, yeah, definitely that. Chat raised in the ends, that's why I move like that. Big man chatting about this and that, about they got work rate, but more time slack. I really don't know why the boy chat bad. Big chat, but them boy do jack work rate on. Some of y'all gotta bring that back. Never look for your handout, not on that. On the other side, man, I stand strong like that. Man, I pattern up with Joe, so that's facts. No, some of y'all can go far, that's facts. Next year we're gonna have a big impact. No, man, I'm like them. No, man, I'm like you. No, man, I'm like them. No, man, I'm like you. Shell it and seize, me a go shell them. Shell it and seize, me a go shell them. Shell it and seize, me a go shell them. Shell it and seize, me a go shell them. No, man, I'm like them. No, man, I'm like you. No, man, I'm like them. No, man, I'm like you. Shell it and seize, me a go shell them. Shell it and seize, me a go shell them. Shell it and seize, me a go shell them. Shell it and seize, me a go shell them.
Right then, my friends, we're back inside the building. Man like RAKJAY is on the line. That one going by the name of Shellington Season. Proper good vibes this morning here on Brekky In The Cave. So, I believe we have a world exclusive bit of news on the way. So I'm going to hand the stage over to you, my friend, and this is all yours.
So yeah, in terms of next releases, the next one's going to be coming out in 4 to 5 weeks. It's going to be on Crucial, which is Sleeper's label based over in Denver. Double track, it's going to have Move From We On, which you spanned just earlier, and another tune which isn't about at the moment, myself and Logan. So yeah, you're going to be able to get that vinyl and digital, and I think it's going to be pre-ordered. It should be dropping in the next couple of weeks.
Lovely.
So keep an eye out.
Lovely stuff. I love it, bro. I love it. I'm excited to see. And I feel with these type of tunes as well, that they belong on wax, bro. They belong on wax.
Yes, 100%. I mean, the last release we did was strictly vinyl, so it'd be nice that obviously the digi people can get on it as well. But with these sorts of tunes, it is nice to have a physical copy in it.
Like fully, and I just feel even like the sound and the timbre. Like when I hear a tune like this, I see a vinyl spinning. Like I see the little light like dancing off the vinyl as it right. That's what I can see like physically, and it's awesome to hear, man. And obviously, thank you for sharing the news. I'm excited to see it. Like so how long has that been in the works?
See, we've had to hold off on that one for, about a year, maybe a year it's been signed for, the 2 tunes. So it takes a long time, obviously, to process everything. And then with everything that's been going on recently, we've sort of pushed it back slightly. But finally, we're cracking on.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's awesome to hear. Like, do you find then when you're building tunes now, because I definitely remember finding a lot of people saying things like this is once they've got like a stacked up release schedule of like 5 or 6 tunes that are all signed, like all coming out over the course of the next year, they kind of go, well, I'm taking a bit of a break because I've got all the music like ready to go for the next year or so. Like, do you find that, or do you find yourself still in the studio like on a regular basis?
I think you always have to keep your eye in, don't you? But yeah, I mean, just over this last lockdown, really, I've not been doing an awful lot. Probably does take the pressure off that you know you've got something coming. So the pressure's slightly less, but obviously you do want to keep building, so you've got stuff stacked up and ready for the future.
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. I think especially when you've got a bit of momentum, I think that's a time when I feel most people would be most inspired. You know, I mean, that's when you're kind of going, oh, there is a kind of point to this. People are liking what I'm doing, so I'm going to crack on.
100%. That obviously increases the hunger, doesn't it? So that's another thing. I think every time a release sort of comes out and you get that feedback and you see it bouncing around on radio or whatever, you obviously you get very hungry to get right back in the studio again. So I'm sure I'll be doing that as well. Definitely, man. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to hearing it because we've nearly run out of time today. It's absolutely flown by. It's been really, really good to talk though. It's been good to catch up as well. Like so just the sort of like as a brief kind of overview then, like obviously we've heard about the new vinyl that's on the way. Like how are you, like what's the main sort of plan as soon as lockdown comes to an official end? Well, this is another thing. Obviously, with making our sorts of tunes, they are meant to be heard in a dance, aren't they? So it is a struggle, motivational wise, to sort of be making a tune, sat there thinking, obviously, this is made for the dance, but we're not anywhere near it. So I'm hoping we can get back in the dance sooner rather than later, so I can carry on making some tunes for the dance floor, really. There we go. I'm in agreement, man. I think that's the thing that people are most looking forward to at the moment, is getting back into that kind of rave environment and hearing what's been created over this last sort of 4-month period, exactly. But actually hearing it in the system where it was designed for. Exactly that. More it's than exciting. But yeah, I don't know when that's going to be, mate. Yeah, no one has a clue. So there we go. Right, we're going to finish up now then. As I said before, it's been an absolute pleasure. One time, what is the best social media tag for people to get hold of you on, and what's the platform for it? Yes, Twitter, and that's RAKJAY UK. It's similar on most of them as well. There we go. Fabulous stuff. So we're going to finish up with this one. It goes by the name of What's It Worth. So talk to me about this one before we finish up. Yeah, What's It Worth is a tune that came out last year on the vinyl-only release on NSX. So unfortunately, you can't grab it anywhere, but you can enjoy it. There we go. Oh, lovely. It's technically an exclusive then, to an extent. There we go. Yeah, it is. Lovely, man. Well, thank you for joining me this morning. It's been great to talk, and we'll speak soon. Yes. Lovely. Yeah, thanks very much for having me, mate. Cheers. No worries at all.
Out to everyone in the chat this morning. It's been a very enjoyable conversation so far. Out to man like RAKJAY for the last half an hour or so. Bringing some great news, great vibes, of course, and some bangers. This one, obviously, technically an exclusive, as we just discovered. Out to man like Tom Giles in the chat. How are you doing, sir? Out to BL each and every time. Out to Greco as well. We're going to be jumping on the line with Lady Shocker in just a second. We're back inside the building. We are live on Brekky In The Cave, live, of course, via Trickstar Radio on the DAB in the Brighton area, and, of course, via YouTube. That's where we are live from on the video side of things. Massive shouts out to RAKJAY for the last half an hour. We're now moving into our second conversation of the day. Very excited for this one. Lady Shocker is on the line. How are you doing?
What's happening? Yeah, I'm all right, thank you.
Good to hear. Good to hear. It's good to have you on. Obviously, this is one we've had in the book for a little while, and it's just exciting to have you on. Like, obviously, well, like with yourself, the first question I'm kind of asking a lot of people at the moment is like, how have you been finding, obviously, the last few months, obviously the lockdown situation in regards to the musical side of things?
Do you know what? I've been all right. I managed just before lockdown to kind of get film and recording equipment, so I've actually got a studio and a photo video studio here.
Oh wow!
So I'm actually quite lucky. So I've been pretty productive during the lockdown period and still been managing to do videos. So I'm pretty lucky. The only difference is obviously shows, because I've even set up my decks, and I've been DJing and MCing and myself and putting it up on YouTube and stuff. So I've literally been very productive actually, and I haven't really struggled. It's just shows that I'm missing.
Yeah, I feel that, man. I think this is something that I've really enjoyed, though. I think obviously in times of crisis, I feel this is when creative people especially become their most creative. Obviously, when you start to like be limited in what you can use and limited in your access to things, you do kind of turn around and go, okay, well, I'm going to make the most of this and kind of try to build something here. Like how did you find kind of setting everything up at home then? Like do you find it do you find you're in a bit of a different mindset when you're working rather than being in a different studio, or do you find it to be like near enough the same?
No, it's different. You're more relaxed at home, and at home you try more things because you have more time. When you're at studio, it's paid time, so you're just quickly kind of trying to use the best at the time. At home, you can try different things because there's no time limit. See what sounds good, see what doesn't, and stuff like that, and it's just more relaxed. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'd agree with that, man. And obviously, I think as well, there isn't normally when up from my experience anyway of like kind of hiring studios and hiring places, you tend to find there's an engineer there, and I feel to an extent there's even a level of kind of self-consciousness where you're not like, well, I'm not going to try these weird things that I wouldn't try because this engineer's here.
Yeah, and even when it comes to like, because I like to try different things. Sometimes I like to do singing things, but I'm not a singer, so that would take me 100 takes.
Yeah.
And at home, it takes me way less takes. I'm more confident, more comfortable. When I'm an engineer, I think it's because I know that they work with singers. They know what it's meant to sound like. They know like that I can't sing and I'm just trying. Like, do you know what I mean? It's kind of a bit more. You're in a more professional thing, and you just feel a bit more conscious.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, man, definitely. And I think that's the beauty of kind of building like a system at home. And also it means obviously you have access 24/7, so it's not as if you're like you have to like wait on it. When inspiration strikes, I suppose you can kind of turn around and go, I'm going to get that down quite quickly.
Yeah, and it's not that as well. I've literally the beginning of lockdown, I bought a brand new Mac, and yeah, I've got editing software, and I've got Final Cut Pro, and I've got Logic, and bit by bit I built the rest. And I'm having so much fun, not with just the recording. Recording I basically already knew, but learning the Final Cut and doing all of that, I'm having so much fun. Like the other day I done myself an animated video with animations popping up and stuff, do you know what I'm saying? And like everyone that watched it said, yeah, it's really good, and yeah, it just made me feel good, because like I haven't been doing this long, and I'm just trying, innit? I'm trying, and I'm learning, and I feel like, yeah, I'm getting somewhere.
Definitely, man. I think, obviously, with this then, would you say when this kind of period of time comes to an end, you can safely say you'll come out the other side with essentially a brand new skill? Yeah,
definitely.
Awesome, man. That's sick to hear. And I think that's what this is the question that I've kind of been asking a lot of people then, obviously, with lockdown, whether it has affected the kind of production flow. And what I found is, to an extent, most people have actually said, well, you know what, I've kind of adapted, and now I'm kind of working with it, and I'm enjoying it, which is good. And I think to an extent, it kind of shows how creative people can be when they're put in certain positions.
Yeah, definitely.
Most definitely. Okay, cool. So let's kind of take things back a little bit then, obviously, with yourself. Like, how long have you been involved with, essentially involved with the rapping side of things?
Right, so this one's always a hard question for me. But technically, my first video was on Channel U in 2003. Technically,
wow.
I was doing it a good year or two before then. So I'd say around about 2000s.
Wow.
But nobody knew me or heard of me until the Balfour the Wolves video on Channel U.
Okay. Yeah.
2006.
I mean, that's quite interesting then. So obviously you've kind of been there throughout essentially the sort of 4 or 5 major sort of transition points for kind of grime and UK rap music in general. So like obviously being involved in a music video at that period of time as well. So like how have you found, more than anything else, the sound has kind of transitioned over the last sort of few years specifically? Like, have you noticed anything that's kind of stuck out about the way that grime has changed?
It's more structured now. Songs are more structured. Everything's more structured. Grime back in the day, like Balfour the Wolves was a chorus, and I can't even remember how many people doing 8 bars, but it was like 4 8 bars, chorus, 4 8 bars, then like 2 8 bars to end the song, something like that. Like there was no structure. There weren't people. It was more for fun.
Yeah.
It was more fun. We was going youth clubs, we was everywhere. We was going somewhere every day. It was more about the fun. Now it's a business. Now everything's a business. Even down to putting your stuff on YouTube, getting views, getting plays on radio, getting Spotify plays. Everything's now, it sounds crazy, but everything now is more complicated.
Yeah, no, I feel that.
Just back then, if you'd done something on Channel U, you would get paid by vinyls. So your vinyls would go round to record shop. Balfour the Wolves went out on vinyl. And you'd get paid from shows. That's how you'd get shows, because you'd be popular because your stuff was on Channel U. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There wasn't all of this independency. Everyone was trying to get signed. It wasn't independent at all like this at all. Everyone's dream was to get signed. Now you can basically do it for yourself.
So would you say that kind of the shift towards independence is, would you say it's probably a good thing or a bad thing in the long term then?
See, I believe it's a bit of both. Because as an artist, doing everything yourself, it becomes more complicated. It does, and it takes away from the hours that you would have as creative for creativity and stuff like that. So back in the day, all we had to do was write bars.
Yeah.
and it was fun, and we just had to turn up and MC them. That's literally all we had to do. Now we have to not only spit bars, we have to be social media gods. we have to be regular YouTubers, regular interactors, regular releasers. We have to put something out once a month. Back in the day, you could put something out once every 6 months. It didn't matter. Like, you would still be booked for the raves. You would still all of that stuff. Now it's consistency, it's regularity, it's how much work you not only put in your music, but put in every other aspect of our music.
Yeah, the more you kind of break it down as well, the more apparent it does become. Like, obviously, I think to an extent, it's almost like it's almost like a bit of a double-edged sword. Obviously, the more independent things get, the more like access you have to doing everything for yourself, the more of everything you have to do. I suppose it kind of comes with the name. Yeah, and that's it. Like, it's very hard being an artist, constantly recording, constantly sorting out music videos, sorting out your releases, sorting out artwork, then as well having to be present on social media, interact with people, reach out to, there's just so many different aspects of being an independent artist that it is very hard. Yeah. It is very hard now. Whereas before it just seemed easier. It probably wasn't, and I was probably doing everything wrong back in the day. But it seemed a lot easier. Yeah, no, I feel that, and I think as well, obviously, as I want to say the kind of external factors of what goes on in the music industry become more and more kind of important, i.e. social media as an approach, i.e. YouTube clips, i.e. the idea of virality as much as anything else. Yeah, but all of these things make the money better now. Yeah. So you have to, the money is better now. The money is, like I said before, you only got paid for... Oh, I think we lost... There we go. We'll jump back in. Breaknicles this morning. That's what we call them. Out to the locked-in crew each and every time. Let's see if we can reconnect to Lady Shooker this morning. Out to the locked-in crew each and every time. Of course, if you are enjoying the show, please do throw a like on the video and, of course, subscribe to the channel. Hopefully we can reconnect. I'm hoping my whole internet hasn't gone. That would be awful. That's annoying. I'm not even getting a signal. Right, then let's crack on. Right, it's now saying online, so let's give it a go. Let's another call. There we go. Let's give it a go. Come on. Right then, I'm assuming we'll be able to reconnect in a second. As I said before, out to everyone locking in. We are going to be getting back on the line with Lady Shocker momentarily, I do believe. Every time I'm ringing, it's saying in another call. There we go. We're back on the line. Back, yeah? Yeah, we're back. We are back. Sorry about that. We got hit with a Breknicle at last this morning. But yeah, you were kind of saying you're pretty much saying that the money's better now, essentially. Yeah, the money's better now because there's loads of different ways to get paid now. Whereas before it was just really shows and, like I said, vinyls. Now there's Spotify, YouTube, all these different platforms you get paid from, plus shows, plus PRS, plus all of these other things. There's so many different ways to get paid with your music now, and there's so many different ways that you can actually establish yourself as an artist now. Yeah, rather than like the more traditional kind of routes that would come from that would essentially trickle down from a then much more kind of grey looking music industry. I'd say the kind of the labels, the majors and stuff would probably have a very much set in stone way of doing things that would work every time, and I feel to an extent we have moved away from that. We are in a position now where no one really knows what's going to work and what isn't going to work. Yeah, there we go. It's all Hello? Have you broken up again? Are you still there? No, I'm still there. Still there. Cool. Yeah, no, you were going to say something. I think I interrupted accidentally, I think. Yeah, no, I was just going to say that the eras are completely different, but this era gives people more opportunity. There we go. I think that's a good way of describing it, to be honest with you. What we're going to do is we're going to jump into a track next. This one comes from yourself. It goes by the name of Crashing Down, alongside Frankie Stay Woke. So talk to me about this one. How did the tune come together? Produced by Spleen Eye.
he's a producer I reached out to because I love these beats, and he sent me a package. And as soon as I heard this one, I said, "Yeah, I want it." And yeah, and I got a fellow female all-star member, Frankie Stay Woke, on this one. Absolutely smashed it. And yeah, this is available to stream everywhere. Available to stream everywhere. So go check it out.
Awesome. We're going to get into this one now then. We're live on Cubcam TV. Lady Shocker is on the line. Don't go anywhere. Keep it locked.
Shocks. Hold tight, Frankie, on this one. General.
Spleen Eye Productions.
FA to the fucking world, you mad. Don't it? Yo, I got a smashing sound, send them crashing down. I'm 10 out of 10 out of 10, they won't have a round. Start backing down, the champions here, you won't stand and cheer when I'm clapping rounds. Are you really gonna back your chat? I think not. I get more wheels than pit stops. This shit's hot, don't be pissed off. You wanted this shocks. Now I'm back with a vengeance, Wolfpack spirit, I'm all of the members. It's that, general in charge. Me and the squad run all of the sectors. Coming for the belly and all of the extras. See me on telly and all in your mentions. This shit I'm blowing, you see who you're going. I'm trying to fly high, not looking to crash. FA, I got bookings are back. I'm trying to fly high, not looking to crash. FA, I got bookings are back. I'm trying to fly high, not looking to crash. FA, I got bookings are back. I'm trying to fly high, not looking to crash. FA, I got bookings are back. Haters are talking, I know I shouldn't react, but bottom pushers got me pushing them back, but we different. I back mine, you took a big step, but stepped on the landmine. Kaboom, legs gone, tube on the waist, head top, think I won't bang mine. You're dead wrong, cause I'm on it like FR. And my ting is big and desperate to bang like heather. BGP in the leather gloves. When you see me, you better duck, cause I run man down like Millie Major. Tell a hater, see you later. This year I'm blowing, you see who you're going.
I have bars that smash faces, and I ride my flow to all kinds of places. I have bars that smash faces, and I ride my flow to all kinds of places. I have bars that smash faces, and I ride my flow to all kinds of places. Look, yeah, listen. I have bars that smash faces, and I ride my flow to all kinds of places. Match my sound, that's outrageous. The scene's never had another me and never will, so let's face it. I'm so rare they can't take it. Bad man pray, I don't make it. Bad from date, I don't fake it. Anything I do it well. In fact, I'm fucking sick. It's a street, they can't break it. Can't spar with my team, cause we run things and things don't run we. We done things that grime hasn't seen. We run rings on most UMCs. At the end of the day, it's unstoppable. Any doubts you had about gal, yeah, we stop them all. Them man thought they were hard, but we top them all. Thought they were safe in their bubble, but we went and popped them all.
Right then, friends, we're back inside the building. We are live on Cubcam TV. It's Brekky in the Cave. Out to everyone locking in this morning. Out to everyone enjoying the flavours. That one going by the name of Crashing Down, featuring Frankie Stay Woke. We are live on the line with Lady Shocker this morning. What we're going to do is we're going to break down the last kind of year or so. So obviously in regards to making music and the stuff you've been involved in, obviously you've spoken a lot about of kind of doing the live show side of things. How's that been kind of going prior to lockdown over the course of the last year?
The last year prior to lockdown was an amazing year. Shows everywhere, literally. everywhere. You can actually check it. People can actually check it out on the Female All-Star documentary. We documented the year, and if you go on YouTube and write in Female All-Star documentary, you can actually see we done literally so many great shows. We done the F Forest campaign, which was a bus in the centre of London performing in front of thousands. We done Global Warming, which was the same thing in front of thousands. We went Prague, performed in Prague. We done Girls on Top, which was a show in Brixton with Lisa Mafia. And I actually got on stage and had a Alex from Glasgow moment, and it was Romeo for Lisa Mafia.
Oh, that's amazing.
It was wicked. And literally, you can literally see all of this in the documentary. It's so mad, and I often go back and watch it myself. And the whole series of the documentary ain't even out yet, but I often go back and watch the ones that are out just to watch the fun times. It was just such a good year. Performance-wise. We literally done so many festivals, so many. It was just amazing performance year.
Awesome, man. It's sick to hear, and as well, like, obviously, as you've kind of mentioned it, I feel it'd be a good idea to kind of break it down. So the kind of the Female All-Stars documentary then, like, as like a series of kind of videos and clips and stuff, like, how did it first come together?
Well, basically, when lockdown started, like I said, I started learning new skills, and I said to the guys, look, we've documented the whole year, we might as well just put it together. At first, we had the idea of putting it together as a thingy. Then when we actually went through everything, there was just hours and hours. So we decided to make it a documentary series and call it Year One, because it was our first year together, and we done amazing stuff in a year. And we called it Year One. And it basically is, the whole year, literally. And I think all in all, it was something like 4 hours, and it's having to break it down into documentaries. I think we've released 3 episodes so far, and I think there's another 4 episodes to go.
Wow!
But this is what I'm saying. It's not just about the year we've had. It's about, we also touch on why something like Female All-Stars is important, and why something like the Switch Up. The Switch Up basically was a track of 13 girls that we put on FBTV at an 8-bar rally track. It was like one of the first of its kind, and it got a lot of attention. This is why we had such a good year, because of that track. And we basically discussed the track from the start to the end, the making of the track, the video shoot. You see unseen clips of the video shoot. And then it just starts from there, really. And you just see the blow up and the great year that we had.
Like, so I suppose to an extent, like, do you feel kind of like maybe the reason you were so kind of quick to act, like, prior to lockdown in regards to, like, getting yourself set up at home and making sure you were able to do carry on working on stuff, was because of kind of how many shows you played, and almost kind of riding that wave of success to an extent?
Yeah, because you know, when everything's going well, and then for something to come like, boom, okay, the whole world's got to stop for months. It's kind of like, like a break. Someone's put a break on things, isn't it? So I felt like not just me, the girls as well, felt like it was important that we continue and stuff like that. And part of buying the setup as well is because so everybody's chipped in. We'll chip in, because the main goal is we actually want to have a space, but we'll get into that a bit later. So there is a goal behind everything we're doing, and so all through lockdown, they've been here, we've been working, we've been getting stuff, and we've been carrying it on, and not letting the fact of lockdown let what we've done and what we're accomplishing go to waste. And we're not going, just because the whole world's going on hold, we're not going to go on hold.
Yeah, that's very true, and I think looking at everything across like all the platforms and stuff, the Female All-Stars page in general seems to be quite active on socials. Is that something everyone gets involved with, or is it a case of like one person takes a very specific role?
No, right. So we do all have Pacific roles. To be fair, we do all have Pacific roles. But when it comes to socials, it's either Miz or Frankie that does the socials. I sometimes do socials when I'm I'm terrible at socials. So when I remember, or when I'm like, I'm gonna post because I get excited when I remember to post. I will do it, but the majority of that is not my job anyway. So yeah, it tends to be down to other people because we all have specific roles and set jobs in the group.
Sick though, I think the kind of thing that I've noticed more than anything else is it's a project that everyone's now quite aware of. You know, I feel it's definitely hit that mark now where it's like it's here to stay. Everyone knows exactly everyone knows about it. Everyone knows that there's good music coming out of it as well. So like, what's the kind of like next goal for what you're keen to do?
So the next goal for Female All-Stars is, like I said, the Female All-Stars Foundation, which is, so as females, we have faced difficulty in the music scene. A lot of I'm not going to say too much, but a lot of men promise things and try and get stuff in return, and it's very flirty and sexual, and we don't want any of that. We're trying to build a safe place. We're trying to build a place where females can come and they can record, they can get videos, they can learn about PRS, they can learn how to market themselves, they can learn how to send professional emails, they can learn everything in one spot, in a safe place, no sexual advances, no nothing like that. And we believe it's important to grow the female music scene. So that's one thing that we're doing. Plus we've got a solo EP that is due to release. Plus, we've got, this is the first time this is actually being mentioned, we've got an EP, a secret EP that is due to come very soon, a joint EP with JME.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a bit of a bomb to drop. There we go. We're getting explosions on that one. There we go. I mean that's a madness. So just from all of that, it does sound like you've been busy. Like realistically, there's a lot going on.
And that's just the Female All-Star stuff.
Yeah, to be fair, I mean, like, so to kind of like switch things back around for yourself, then, like, what, just kind of, we are moving towards the end of the show, so I want to try and squeeze as much in as possible. Like, with, in regards to yourself, like,
what into my projects?
So, like, what have you been working on a more personal level?
I'm saying that's we'll say my. Oh, I keep losing you. I've lost you again.
Oh, hello. Can you hear me now? Are we in?
You there?
Yeah, we're here. I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yep, I've got you.
There we go.
Yep.
So I was saying, like, what have you been working on like on a more personal level, more than anything else?
On a personal level, I have a solo EP, which is called Back from the Mountains, which is basically done, but what it is all of the projects are basically done apart from the Female All-Star stuff. But what the group is you have to plan releases so that other solo project my solo projects don't clash with other members of the group solo projects, and it doesn't clash with the group solo project.
Of course,
the group's projects being released. So yeah, my EP is basically done. That's Back to the Mountains. Then I have a joint EP with Frankie Staywork. That's called General Khaleesi, Fire and Lightning. Yeah.
Cool.
That one is. There's a few collabs on that one. There's a few good collabs on that one. There's a few unknown collabs as well. When I say unknown, I mean people that you might not have heard of. But when I say you will want to know who they are, you will want to know who they are. There's a guy on our EP called Sense. That whole track, actually, Sense and Shakes, destroy the track, and people might not know who they are, but you're gonna want to know who they are.
Yeah, entirely. So, like,
them and look for them.
What I was going to say about this EP, then, do you feel when it lands, Sorry, my voice is going. When this EP lands, do you feel it's going to be something that does land with quite a lot of impact?
Yeah, I believe in all of the projects. Like I said, I've got all of the projects here, and just I listen to them and they gas me. I want to listen to them. It's if you're an artist, yeah, you know you've done a good job when you can't stop playing your songs and you vibe to them. You're not getting ready to somebody else's songs. You're getting ready to your songs. You're vibes into them. I'm vibed into all of them. Do you know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
There's very, very strong, very, 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 very strong projects. And I believe a lot of heads are going to turn on. A lot of people are going to be interested in what we've got to show.
Awesome, man. I'm looking forward to it a lot. I love the fact that you are in a position where you are looking around at what's being made and going, I'm listening to my own stuff every day, because I believe that's a position every musician should try to get into, where you are happy enough with your own content and your own music that you would want to listen to it every day. I feel there's very much a thing where a lot of musicians don't want to listen to what they make, and I've always found that very, very odd. You should be able to vibe to your own sounds, I think.
Yeah, I love my songs.
Yeah. I mean, that's the best way to be. Okay, cool. Well, we've nearly run out of time this morning, so what I want to do is kind of look to just to kind of round things off. Then, obviously, where can people check out the documentary first of all?
Female All Stars YouTube. So just write in Female All Stars, and yeah, the documentary should be one of the first 5 videos.
There we go. Good stuff. I just want to read for a couple of the comments today. Out to BL saying he cannot wait to watch the documentary. He just watched the SBTV video the other day and wondered what was happening with the rest of the MCs. So that's a good thing there. You can check out the documentary online. Out to BL. Out to Tom Giles in the chat as well. Out to WT4Y and Greco joining us also. So there we go. I mean, just to kind of round things off then, what's the if you were to name one thing out of the many things you've got on the way, what's the one thing we should be looking forward to?
The Female All Stars JME EP.
There we go.
It's a monster.
I'm looking forward to it, man. Even by just the kind of it's one of those ones that kind of makes sense, you know. I hear the two kind of brands and the two names next to each other, and I look at it and go, that's something that makes sense, and I'm very keen to hear it.
Yeah, it is mad.
Awesome. Well, I'm looking forward to it. Well, just to kind of round things off, then we are going to finish off with a tune. I believe goes by the name of I Like This One. Is that the right name for it?
Yeah, I like this one.
There we go. We're going to get into this one. But before we do that, I want to say, what's the best way for people to get hold of you on social media platforms?
At Lady Shocker on Instagram. Lady_Shocker on Instagram. At Lady Shocker on Twitter and Facebook's just Lady Shocker as well. So yeah, you can find me follow me, man. I'm one of them people that likes interaction. I like to talk to people.
There we go. I'm looking forward to seeing how it all grows, man. I'm looking forward to checking out the documentary. I'm going to do that actually today. I'm going to check it out in full. I'm also looking forward to this JME EP, which should be very exciting stuff. So it's been a massive pleasure having you on the show. Thanks for joining us, and we'll speak soon.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Let's go. Right then, friends, we're going to finish up here then. We're going to finish up with this one from Lady Shocker. A couple of announcements before we do finish up. Of course, you can catch me on socials at KXVU. That is on Instagram, it's on Facebook, it's on Twitter, and it's on SoundCloud as well, as you can see in the top right-hand corner of the screen. Also, if you are wanting to check out the show via podcast format rather than the YouTube format, you can listen on Spotify, Apple Music, and SoundCloud. That'll be going up in about an hour or so. We take the music out and just have it as long-form conversation, which worked really nicely. And of course, quick word from our sponsor, Sharp and Digital. If you are looking to increase a social media campaign, hit them up. They are the alternative to hiring social media managers, as you can see. Help out this channel a lot in regards to SEO and making it look good. So there we go. Finally, as well, do check out the reaction video to Heady One and Drake's new one, the Only You freestyle. That's available on the channel now. And yeah, we will see you next time. So tomorrow morning, we're going to be joined by Submotion Orchestra and Peltzman. It's going to be an amazing show. So yeah, don't go anywhere. We're going to leave you with this one from Lady Shocker by the name of I Like This One, and we'll see you all next time. Peace.
General
Spleen Eye
FA
Production.
Need I say any more? What? Come in. I like this one, yeah, I like this one. Which way I ride this one? Beating the mic gets one, cause I like this one. You know shellers, but they ain't like this one. Can't find this one. Leave my flow, you can't find this one. I'm single, and your girl like
like this one. I might jump on the Insta, click on a pic and comment, love her eyes, I like this one. Cause I like this one. She says she don't do girls, but she like this one. That's why you don't like this one, but it's cool. I'm on the ball, strike this one, it got left like, how did I write this one? Human touch, like this one. Watch when I hack this one, like. Slap an MC, backhand. You're not badder than me, I know bad man. That I'm packing the heat, and we're clapping your street. You ain't backing the beef, you ain't gang. Stop napping on me, where you catching them Z's. I'll be grabbing the scene with the gang and no one's matching the team with the baddest of bees. And if you're challenging me, then the gang bangs. And you won't like that one, when the whole team ride that one. Now she likes that done. Night, cause when I light man up like I like my blonde. I like this one. Watch where I ride this one. Marry the beat, wife this one. Murder the rhythm, knife this one, cause I like this one. Head top, snap this one. Crackers wanna pack this one. I just stopped, like I'm done. To listen to the beat, cause I like this one. Pick up the week, write this one. A flow like this is the tightest one, so don't try to imitate. Kaboom, boom, boom, now you're in a state. You're not a killer, I don't killers, mate. Lifers in a cage, so don't try to imitate.